Hello, one and all. Very much enjoying this chat that I've left on the screen. From the distant past, if you're watching this, welcome to a definitely not pre-recorded stream. My name is Ghast. The Premier Battles Go to promo. If you don't know this handsome face, you definitely know the logo. And I live in a house that currently has terrible internet, which should be resolved by the time we get to next stream. If my model had fingers that could cross, they would absolutely be crossed. But we have 3 guests tonight, which I'm very excited to talk about, not just to review a tryout battle as is in the spirit of the show, but also because I get to have the privilege of being on the ground floor, keep up the rest of Battle Rap Media, because I get to talk about the launch of OnSite Southside, a brand new Battle Rap League that I'm so excited to see prosper. So, introducing my first guest. He had 7 battles in his first 12 months. Within 3 months, he was rocking the iBattle stage, and next thing you know, he's running and promoting as part of staff of a Battle Rap League. But enough about me. I'm glad to introduce first and foremost Mr. RX Southside. How are you doing?
I'm good, Gasper, man. I appreciate you having me, man. I'm not gonna lie, that intro makes people feel good. Fucking no, like fire. But yeah, no, I appreciate you.
I was putting it together,
me,
and it's surreal that we've had like bizarrely different parallels in terms of how our first years went. It's really incredible.
Yeah, it's been crazy. But we're both Water League anyway, so we end up in the same place. Water League. But yeah,
and
no, I
also
appreciate you having me, man.
Rocked the stage against an international at the Plug 5. Looking forward to seeing great things from him. We're going to be reviewing his tryout battle, and in fact the very first battle on OnSite Southside. We've got MK Southside as well.
What's up, man? What's up?
What's good,
MK.
man? What's good?
Sorry. It's a bit louder now. Quiet, guys. Yeah, what's up, man? It's MK Southside in the building. Big up Ghast every time.
Appreciate it, man. And accompanying them. He's yet to step into the pit, but I'm sure eventually his arm will be twisted. But for now, you can catch him on all sorts of Battle Rap Media, promoting our beloved scene. We've got SNO. SNO, how are you doing?
What's good, man? I'm good, man. What's good, Gasper?
I'm very good. Thank you all for being here, guys. I do appreciate it. I'm very much looking forward to seeing how this
No, wait,
goes.
sorry. Before we even start, are we allowing what you just did? We're just gonna skip past it. Calm.
Wait,
Let's
skip past
man.
what?
Let's skip past that.
Wait, what happened?
Nah, nothing, bro. Nothing.
Oh, okay.
The TV was just very loud. That's all.
No.
The magic of editing. No one will ever know. Before we get into tonight's festivities, first and foremost, I would be remiss if I didn't mention that the rematch that some people wanted, some people being me, Kingsley Thunder vs Gasbuff 2, is currently live on the Premier Battles Patreon.
Yep.
I believe at the lowest tier of £3.50 with all our Academy battles, the Premier Battles Academy 25, with all of our new hopefuls all fighting one another for the chance of a big stage battle plus an international. We thought we'd step in as 2 of the Academy's Premier guys, no pun intended, to show them just a general idea of the kind of killer that the Academy can turn you into.
How it's done.
Absolutely, how it's done. My second in particular, Room Shaker, very pleased with it. I'm not spoiling it, but it's the strangest angle I've ever done. I love that people are still participating in the chat, even though there's no stream. I respect that. But of course, the other thing, the main thing I would say that we're here to talk about is the brand new launch of another London League, something that is shot like a literal movie. The trailer had our entire scene up in arms from the sheer quality of it. We're here to talk about OnSite Southside. Guys, the floor is yours. Let's talk about it.
I appreciate that. Quickly,
just before we start, is it a league?
Yeah, I was about to say that it's definitely not a league, but that's what we're going to speak about. So
okay, well that's the fun part, because it's something brand new. It's something that you guys have like thrown your weight behind, like the brand that you've built yourself over the very few years that you've been in it, to already have like the clout and the reputation that you guys have rightfully earned. And I'm very interested to see what the general idea is behind it. So let's talk about it. Where did this come from, first and foremost?
with OnSite, to start off with it, if people are saying it's a league or whatever you want to call it, it doesn't really matter as long as they kind of respect the material, respect the craft. We're good for you to call it whatever you call it. Do you know what I mean? But it's definitely, just to clear it up, it's definitely not a league. It's a platform that me and Snow have been trying to put together for like probably just over a year. So pretty much from when we first came into the scene, do you know what I mean? We kind of wanted to take the scene and do what we would like to see, if that makes sense. So battles that we want to see in a way that we want to see it, in a way that makes us feel good, and we just want to we're kind of trying to put it out there for other people to see and experience it through our vision or our eyes and see how they take to it. But it's like, regardless if no one was really fucking with the motion or the vibe, we were still gonna do it anyway because it's personally what we want to see or how we want to see battles. Do you know what I mean? So OnSite it's a movement where it's like there's no structure in terms of league to it. It's just whenever me and Snow and whoever else is involved wants to put battles together or put an occasion together or put movies together, we put it together. That's all it is. So it could be we drop the next one in 6 months. We could drop the next one in 24 hours. We could drop the next one in 2 weeks. That's what keeps people on their toes because you don't know when it's going to come. Whereas with a league, it's a bit more structured because a flyer will come out. You know who's on the flyer. You have the option to pay. There's a venue. With OnSite, it's anything at any time. I can tell you, here's the address to a basement. And in that basement might be, I don't know, like Whispers and Daylight. You don't know. Do you know what I mean? So anything at any time, and it keeps people on their toes. That's the excitement about it. It keeps people on their toes, and we're trying to build a trust to the point where this is the location and this is kind of the vibe. You trust it immediately because you know we always deliver consistently. So that's the level we're trying to get to, where people no longer question, I don't know if I want to accept that invitation. They're gonna want to or need to, however you want to put it. So yeah, man, that's the vibe we're going for. We're going more for just bringing the essence of battle rap back. So the first one we done was a block series. You can see we done it on the block. You can hear the sirens, you can hear the trucks, the rain.
The rain.
I respect it, man. Obviously, I respect anyone that's willing to put their money where their mouth is. If they look at something that's being offered and think, you know what's here isn't for me, I'm going to create it myself. I'll always have all the respect in the world for anyone that creates their own lane. I said the same thing to Yendeezy when he started up members only. Like, obviously, I love the things that No Loose Chat are doing in London, and I'm glad to be a part of their cards going forward, but there was just something about the immediate production values. As you guys know, like, from following what we've done previously in Sovereign Pro Wrestling, like, it means a lot when you properly hit the ground running, when production values are on point, and it's very clear that everyone involved in the project cares and is invested. And that trailer just kind of hit the scene like a meteorite. It was incredible to see the response to it.
And even before diving into that, I definitely want to just give a big shout out to Photo Boy, because no matter how many times. Yeah, no matter how many times we have to answer the same questions or different platforms, he's always going to get the shout out, because it's kind of like, it's not even kind of like, it's whatever vision me and Snow have, it's almost like he takes it from radio to TV so you can see it. Do you know what I mean? It's like me and Snow we have visions where we can hear the visions. Like, do you know what I mean? People can hear the visions. Like, oh, that sounds good. But then with Photo Boy being an addition to the team, he takes that from radio to TV. So it's like, hold on, people can hear what you lot are saying, but what if they can see it? Do you know what I mean? So it's like a puzzle. Do you know what I mean? He was the missing piece. So yeah, man.
Now, shout out Photo Boy every time. I have heard a lot from international talent that have seen this battle, and certainly one of the talent that was on this, I'm not going to give it away, watch the trailer to see a certain international champion being on the ground floor of this. The battle's not released, which is all the incentive to go to the OnSite Twitter.
You can say if you want, you can say his name. It's up to you.
Mr. Waterley, Good Merland, opportunistic, making his UK debut, no less.
Yeah.
Like, well, no, tell a lie. Like, Belfast is the UK, but his England debut was on your league.
Yeah.
I think Snow can touch on that a bit.
Yeah, and he delivered. Like, he didn't come down and just do the as you do as an American come down. He came down and he did very well in his battle. Like he wrote like properly, and just he came down. He's good. He's just good people. He's just good people.
100%. Now, shout out Oppa every time. Oppa's
Shout
always
out
been
to
a
Oppa
big,
every
Yeah.
time,
big
man.
fan,
Shout out to
big
Oppa every
supporter of
time.
our scene. He's always taken UK talent very respectfully. No,
Yeah.
Bizzo,
Yeah, proper.
Maverick,
And we're not done.
uh,
We're not done working with Oppa. We're
Yeah,
not done
facts.
working with Oppa.
Facts.
We're not
Definitely
done
want to see him
fantastic.
again.
like, yeah, we're not done working with Oppa.
But it definitely shows like the commitment you're willing to go for that, to have like a big US name on a card at the ground floor. And obviously no spoilers in terms of who his opponent is, but I have heard incredible things. Cannot wait for the footage to drop. And if you are also have your interest peaked, all I can recommend is go to OnSite Southside, subscribe to the Rex channel, find them on YouTube, any other socials they can find you guys on.
So I Am Battle
Um,
Culture is the main go-to.
Yeah.
Instagram is OnSite Southside as well. Twitter the same. You can find us obviously on our individual page, Southside SNO, MK, on Southside on North Side, RX Southside. So it's all over the place. Like you'll bump into it. Even if you don't search us up, you'll bump into it.
And
Yeah,
please
well,
do
yeah,
seek
and
out
there's-
I Am Battle Culture, the podcast that you guys run as well. Equally excellent production values and some
Appreciate
incredible
that, man.
interviews
Thank
with
you,
the likes
appreciate
of Jazz the Rapper. Like, you guys just immediately sense when someone's coming over here and just get them straight in the booth. I respect. And obviously you guys have been that's something I want to address when we get to talking more about how you guys broke into the scene and kind of took it by storm. But the connections that you guys have been able to make for being as new as you are is incredible. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, Jazz seems like unofficially Southside at this point.
Yeah. Jazz, that's big sister. She's definitely
That's family,
Southside.
man.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
definitely Southside. As well as all the other ones that have been on the channel, Jerry West, Anderson. Who else has been? I think that's it. Who else has been on the channel? Your Honor's been on there. So yeah, and then obviously outside of the podcast, we still have built connection with a lot of Americans anyway.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of connections, and everyone's just showing love, man.
I'm looking forward to it. So, which leads us on to the point of the show, which I'm very interested to discuss with you guys, because I have been so curious and fascinated with just the overall trajectory that both you guys have taken. It's like, I thought I had a wild first couple years, but you guys...
No, you did though.
Oh,
You did.
I totally did, but like, compared to you guys, it's like, usually you can kind of see like if someone's on like a straight line trajectory, or maybe it like suddenly curves upwards after one particular performance. Like, your career looks like the Peak District. It's incredible. Like, like it goes from, okay, right, he's had a tryout, he's starting to make noise in London, right, cool, he does really good on a stage in Manchester against Giz, cool, it seems like he's on a very slow progressive plan, and then out of nowhere, no announcement, on iBattle, kind of murdered Imperial, let's be real. And then immediately after that, it's like, okay, maybe now it seems like he's stepping back from battle rap. Oh, never mind, he's back and he's going crazy against Whispers. Oh, he's pulled out of the dojo battle. Maybe he's gonna step in. Oh, never mind, he's stood in front of Tay-Rock and he's main eventing a URL event, and it's like whiplash. Like, the connections that you've been able to make and the run that you've been on, it's lucky insane. It's incredible to watch.
It's great. No, likewise. I feel like that's how I look at it. I don't look at it as like, I've never compared journeys. I just look at it as in, I'm going crazy, Gas Buff is going crazy. Do you know what I mean? And so like whoever else is going crazy. I just look at it as in everyone's just moving together type of thing. But honestly speaking, I don't feel like I've done anything compared, because obviously I know myself and I know the plan that's ahead. So compared to like what's to come, it's not even like all of us together or me as an individual, it's not even like 10%. Do you know what I mean? It's not even like 10% compared to like everything we need to show you guys, like as a whole. It's crazy. It's crazy. So it's like almost like I'm looking at it as, if everyone's just showing love and appreciating and respecting now, that's a positive. That's so good, and we're humble, we're grateful. But if you guys knew like the plans and what's coming ahead, you just, yeah, it's crazy.
It's so good to see. Like, another parallel we've had is that you made your Don't Flop debut on one of the birthday cards. That's just happened this previous weekend. How do you feel the Crow battle went?
Yeah, I feel like that was a really, really good battle. Like with me, I like stepping into situations where not only am I the underdog, but I'm putting myself in uncomfortable situations. So like, I might have jumped on the plane twice. like in front of Tay-Rock, in front of Smack, John, like I don't know anyone in that building. No one in that building is from London, and I put myself in that position where I have to rap for 3 rounds and try and persuade these people to fuck with me. Same with Imperial, and same with Giz. Giz has battled in Manchester so many times. He was battling before we even knew about battle rap. I went over to him on the UK versus UK title match card. I don't know how that, and bear in mind at that point I've just come off ripping Dub T's t-shirt. So everyone's already looking at me like, yo, we've already got money on your head. Like, like what are you actually doing here? You just ripped someone's t-shirt and they've killed me in the comments, and I've just come to Manchester. And then to do what I've done is crazy. Like, and Whispers, he was NLC champion at the time, and I went to his house and done what I done. Do you know what I mean? Crow's been on Don't Flop over 10 times, 20 times, 30 times. I've never battled on stage. That was my first time on stage. That was my first time on Don't Flop. I went over there as well. So I'm always putting myself in the situations where, do you know what I mean? My first ever battle in front of a crowd against Caveman. Like, obviously the footage didn't drop. I've never battled in front of a crowd. He has. I put myself in that situation. Do you know what I mean? So, A. Petrelli, I've never battled in my life. He was my first battle. I was his 5th battle. He's done that 5 times before me. I put myself in that situation. So I like putting myself in situations where I don't need anyone or anything. I'm here alone and I'll do it. I'll get the job done. Do you know what I mean? Get the job done. But no, it was a good experience. It was a very good experience. Very good.
It's exactly the kind of way that I try to look at my bookings. I always try to justify any booking I take where, like, what does this do for my trajectory? Is it something I've never done before? Does it take me outside of my element? It's one of the reasons why I'm so proud of the Dazzy Talks battle, because it took me a long time as a battler to kind of get over that almost imposter syndrome of like, I think I'm good, but like, do people just think I'm funny good? Like, if you put me in like a pure battle rap environment, would people still take me seriously? So getting to go to NLC and trying to see if I could win over that room just by barring out, like, I'm very proud of that.
Yeah, and you killed it. And to be fair, again, we appreciate you, because that was even on our card as well. So like with NLC, the collab card, so we appreciate that as well. So it seems like every time we step, you're stepping with us. Like, and
of course, man. Like the NLC crop, the short circuit crop, a lot of the new guys, like, I've always felt like people, not necessarily like the big name veterans, obviously they can if they should, but the scene is often in the place where everyone is on like an upward trajectory, and no one really wants to take that step down, because it's like, okay, I'm doing good, when do I get the guy above me? And then the people in the tier above them are like, I'm killing it, when do I get an international? And then the people at the tippy top are like, right, you know, I need like internationals, big names, or maybe I consider winding down. But I've always been flowers to LS Dean for taking the time to give me a shot. Shout out to Bloodstraw every time. Like, his mind for talent development and what he's done with the Undisclosed series is incredible. But like, I was always very happy to step on NLC. Obviously, it's, you know, a house that you guys have helped build. It was me coming in for my debut. I wasn't going to demand a big name. I'd much prefer battle someone that is on the up that impresses me. And obviously, Dazzy's not, you know, going to be sharing that battle anytime soon. But I'm still a big fan of Dazzy. I'm still a big supporter of him. And we'll be reviewing the monster he's turned into later on in this show, which I'm very pleased to see. MK, I want to talk about your run as well, because I always remember a very specific post from you, and it was after you were, I believe, like 3 or 4 battles deep, and it was you posting like, wow, this Tony D guy's really good. Like, I find it fascinating, because like, and this is where I want to go with this, because obviously you've just come off against a really good battle against LL Cool G on the Plug 5, big stage, didn't look out of your element at all. I've been like singing your praises from the mountaintops for times, that in terms of just pure pit control and crowd control, and just in terms, you're the most comfortable looking newcomer I've seen in the pit in the entire time I've been around the scene. Like, you're just a natural.
I appreciate it.
So I really just wanted to ask, like, both of you, considering you both seemed like quite new to UK battle rap and like the history of Don't Flop, the early years of Prem, and I'm reasonably new myself. I'm a post-lockdown baby in this as well, but I just want to run through, like, when did you start watching battle rap? What were the leagues and battlers that you followed in the first hand, and how did you kind of get actually involved? Because you started in trenches, if I recall. Is that right, Rez?
Yeah, so I started in the trenches. My first ever battle was in the trenches. Well, my first three battles were in the trenches. So yeah, I started in the trenches.
We would watch those, but they've unfortunately been purged from YouTube, as we've learned this evening. But how did that come about? Did you actively scout out for a tryout? Was it Amity or Messi that reached out to you? Did you have like music that they found you through? How was it that you like found yourself going from being assumedly a long-time fan of US battle rap to getting in the pit for the first time yourself?
To be fair, it was so long. To be fair, I'll be real with you. I don't really think about the trenches or what them. I can't even remember. Like, if I'm being real, I don't even care for them. To be real, like, I don't know. 'Cause the way they just handled things was poor. Yeah, I'd rather just MK can talk about it if you want, but I can't remember. Like, if I'm being real, I'm just gonna be real. I don't really care for the trenches. I will never battle in the trenches again. If you know the story, you know the story. Yeah, man, they just handle. They don't handle things correctly, but that's a whole other topic. But yeah, that's me on that subject still.
Yeah. So, and obviously through that you end up getting on NLC, which in turn Short Circuit. So,
yeah.
Was it
shout
just
out to P, shout out to Snoop, shout out to Tally, man.
Every time.
NLC,
Good
man,
people.
always.
NLC, and obviously like Trubs has done a madness. Like the fact that Short Circuit was meant to be a development brand, and now it's its own strong brand in its own right. All the flowers in the world for what Trubs has done in the London scene as well.
Definitely. Shout out to Trubs as well, the plug.
So was it just a case of like trenches, like, you know, you kind of, you know, dipped your toe into battle rap for the first time and then you started seeking out other leagues, or did they, you know, get word of you after your battles, and how did it go?
So it was like that. Well, my first ever battle was Apetrelli on trenches. I've never battled before that. Never, like, I wasn't in too heavy in the battle rap world. I can't remember. I think it was one of the trenches owners and Queen P. They were having a conversation. And yeah, it's just like word of mouth. That's how I ended up going to NLC.
And was it something similar for yourself, MK? Obviously, we've got your tryout battle queued up, which we're going to watch in a second. So, was it just a case of you saw RX doing it and wanted to give it a try yourself? Were you like already writing bars together at the time? Like, that's the other thing I wanted. Like, how did Southside as a collective come about? Because assumedly you're just a group of lifelong friends, or at least, you know, a crew long before any of you spat bars to another human, to my knowledge.
Yeah, that is where it kind of started for both of us, I'd say. So we were doing like battles in the group chat, because we had a group chat because we liked battle rap that much. So we would talk about battle rap in there. We would link up and whatever, watch battles together. Like, we watched Gnome 10, is it, at my house? Daylight versus Tay-Rock. That day, I realized, oh, we all love battle rap the same level. Like, before, I thought, yeah, we're just talking about it. Because these don't talk about battles that I didn't know of, because they're older than me. They'll talk about certain battles, like Conceded versus Sue Surf. They'll be talking about stuff like that, or like, oh yeah, you don't know about these battles, and I didn't. So I was only watching the recent stuff. And then we made group chats, and then one day we were like, let's face each other, let's actually try it, because I feel like all of us here could rap. I don't know what it is, just being from South London. It's like, I feel like if you grew up around the whole GRM, Link Up TV, you have a tendency of just being able to put bars together. Not necessarily being able to rap the best, but you can put lines together. And battle rap is less of a song structure. It's literally just putting lines together. So we were like, let's actually try it. Like, let's just try and write things for each other. And then we did it. And surprisingly, every battle in Southside, we had like a 3-4 battle card. And it was fire. Every battle was so good. Like, we literally just sent voice notes, 1 minute voice notes, and they were fire. They were so good. So we started encouraging each other, like, why don't we try it? Like, F it, like, let's just try it. And RX was the first to do it. And then I thought, he kind of spoke me into it. He was like, bro, if I could do it, you could definitely do this. Like, you used to be in front of a camera. Outside of battle rap, obviously, I've got like my platform and whatnot. So I'm used to making skits, being on live, whether that's TikTok live, Instagram live. So I was like, you know what? Yeah, you're right. Tried it myself, and boom. Yeah, it was fun. It's fun. Very fun.
Awesome. And SNO, obviously you're a key part of this in terms of the podcasting side, the promotional side. Like, what would you say is like your primary role in the machine that Southside has become?
The machine, SNO the machine.
Hey, I think that's yeah. I think they pretty much summed it up. Really, it's just everything. I think I just want to be in charge of everything you see from us. Just being behind the scenes and not battling. Where it's safe for others.
Snow would be like a positive Jerry Heller. Like he would be a positive Jerry Heller.
Now, but facts. Yeah, just literally talking about production, and production is a big thing for us. So we want everything or every type of media that we're on to be tip top, and just for it to just be the way we see battle rap, and just because we watched it for so long, we just wanna put on. That's all it is.
Awesome, and you guys have definitely put on. So, first thing I want to show is funnily enough, this happens to include my next opponent down the line, Mr. Crai-G versus MK Southside on No Loose Chat. I'm actually looking forward to this one. This has been a long time since I've rewatched this, so I may watch this and be like, oh, you know what, I might actually be in trouble.
I haven't watched it in a very long time.
I haven't watched it in a long time as well, so yeah.
Cool. I should have sent the link to you guys, so I'll just...
the sync tube, I'm in there.
Yeah, I'll edit this out if it looks and sounds awkward anyways. Shout out Lex Stars, man. They've been supporting NLC for a long time.
Yeah, man. Shout out them guys, man. This was a one-rounder, MK, innit?
He's muted himself for his own battle.
He muted himself.
Oh wow, I was even talking to you guys as well. You know,
Ghast, what minute you on?
I'm at 140 currently.
Okay.
I know you remember that. Shit. Make some noise for Crai-G in the building. And we got
I was.
Southside.
Southside.
Make some noise for MK.
The rematch would be crazy, bro.
Would you do a rematch? Or would it need to be like another couple of years or so, do you think?
I don't know. Whenever he's kind of ready, I'd be down. Man. 3 rounds of Crai-G is lit.
Yo, I'm gonna tell the truth, the whole truth.
And I think that edit is crazy.
I didn't even want to do this one rounder. Keeping it real, I just did it for Snoop. Hey, yo, Snoop. Yo. Why you give me this nigga? It's the same shit. But it's cool. I already killed a nigga from his same clip. So how do I kill another Southside member? I'll just use the same clip. 2 bodies with 1 gun. What's this, revenge? What I did to King Midi cannot be undone. I got styles in abundance. You little dumb. Fuck the stunts.
Let's go, Craig.
Self is what they set it up. Now I don't know if you get the rub or you get the box, but I would beat you with instruments if I ever found out that MK the plug. I would king punch. Snap.
I'm not going to do the thing that people usually do when they're against someone in a battle, where they're like, I'm not impressed, that is shit. Like, I do rate
Yeah,
Crai-G.
no bias. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Crai-G's one of the best, man.
I'm a big
I'm gonna
Crai-G
smoke.
fan.
I'm gonna smoke him, but he's one of the best.
I'm a big Crai-G fan.
Oh, you think you're different because you saw how I rap? I think I'm different because I know how to rap. So you niggas won't roll out the map. In the face of, he was like, Crai-G, I'ma follow you. And he did. But he never got no following. But he never got no following. Rookie move. Q, where's my phone? After the battle, I flew in here sick. But this ain't airborne. And it's Terminal 2. I can't keep throwing this at the airport.
That was fire.
Yo.
That was like a hug. That was a shove.
But this ain't airborne, and it's Terminal 2. I can't keep throwing this at the airport. I'm gonna slick Ric Flair talk, even when
Hey, his boy's cracking me up.
I can't keep throwing this at the airport. I'm gonna slick Ric Flair talk, even when the heat's turned up and the stakes are high. I'm still in rare form. But who said you could be here? Who put you to the test? That shit, someone needs to answer.
Like Crai-G's unique. He's got his own little.
And
He's so animated. And I really
levels
struggle
better than
with.
this now.
I really struggle with performance in terms of like, what am I actually doing when I'm saying a bar? And he's so natural with it.
Yeah, very.
Yeah.
So was it your choice to go second, or was it? Did he just win the coin flip? Did he want to go
He
first?
came late. He came late, so I said, you don't get a choice. And he kind of did. So then he smiled and was like, fine, I'll go first. I was like, yeah, of course you do.
So what was it like standing in front of a round before you did a round yourself?
It was exactly what I thought it was going to be like. It wasn't scary yet. I think the first time being scared was in front of Tech second. So this was just like okay, yeah, I can kind of beat this. But he is cool, but I can beat this. I was calm, but I was nervous for me, not for him. I just didn't want to mess up.
Oh, it's a different pressure, like the very first round. It was one of the reasons why when I did mine, I really wanted to go first. I just wanted to get it out to know if because I didn't want to like, when I was already uncertain about how my tryout was going to go, I didn't want to get like bodied from the off. I have, for the sake of content, I have muted Craig's round just for the stream. Sorry, Craig, it's not your show. Like we're here for Southside and we're here for me to talk. If you want to be on a future show, bro, we will rewatch this happily. Hit it up after our battle. But
yeah.
We're here for MK. I'm afraid it's just the nature of the beast.
Gaspuff, would you ever battle MK?
That's a scary one, you know. I'm not gonna lie. Like I think. Like, obviously you guys know I rate my own pen really highly. I think I've really come into my own as a writer. But like I say, like, MK's so natural in the pit. Like, even if people, like, on Watchback are saying, like, well, you know, Ghast outwrote him, Ghast had more punches. Like, that natural charisma that just wins the crowd is hard to beat for anyone, genuinely.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can battle Dazzy, you can battle me.
It's just thinking of the right approach sometimes. Like, I'm sure that bar was a haymaker, whatever it was. But no, I would need to like know an approach. Like whenever I'm offered a battle, I don't accept until I know what at least 2 of my rounds are going to be. And I usually come up with my approaches on the day. But like I just need to go away and think of something. Like because I'm an entertainer first and foremost, I'm not going to put on a battle that I think is going to be really boring or one that, you know, I'm going to go in with no material and I'm just going to lose off the back of that because I'm very easy to write for. So I need to like know what my plan of attack is, and if I go, you know what, I can actually have a lot of fun with this, then I'll absolutely accept it. And I'm not that picky, much to Premier's like disgust. But
do you have a home league?
I think Prem's my home league. Obviously, I'm Premier staff now. Like they're where I broke into the whole scene in the first place. Like I've done a couple Don't Flop battles, and like I really enjoy going to NLC kind of like as a guest talent. But I'd say Prem's definitely my home league. I'm really trying to make myself like one of the key figures of the Undisclosed series, or someone that they can throw on a big card if you know. If
so like, what would you say is your aim to get like the belt? Is it to be UK champion? Is it to just be top 10? Like, what's your plans?
I would say my goal is to be consistently top 10 year on year. If I had like like something that I would love to do, I would love to be in contention for the Continental title for whoever's champion after Bobby. Like, obviously I can't really go for Bobby's belt, and I don't think I'd want to. I think I'd rather see Bobby have a run, and if he loses it to, say, an iBattle guy, or if he vacates it and it goes up for grabs, I'd like to be one of the names that people think about. Like, yeah, Ghast is known internationally. Like, Ghast has good relationships with international talents. You know, maybe put him in the run for a Continental title run. That's where I would like to be.
So if somehow me or MK can get the belt off Bobby, you can come and see you, yeah?
I'd have to, man. If you had the belt, I'd have to.
Like one of us go for Gem, one of us go for Bobby, and bring everything home. Game over.
Oh, but then surely you'd have to battle each other at some point.
We can, yeah. Either way, the belts stay in the same house. Whoever wins or loses anyway, so. People will hate us so much if that ever happened.
What would you say is like your best battle each? Because obviously you've had, you know, many different ones in front of many different crowds now, and you know, a variety of like opponent quality.
It'd be so funny if we both said TKE.
No, mine was I like all of them, to be fair. I like all of my battles, but I think my favorite one was the one that's voted. So Caveman, because that was just my first ever battle like in front of a crowd, and yeah, that was my first 3-rounder. So yeah, I'll say Caveman.
What about you, MK?
MK, your Sam Hype's battle was fire, man.
Yeah, I like my Sam Hype's battle. I forgot. I keep forgetting that battle. Didn't I? Nah, I really forget about that.
But your Dazzy thing, I'm not gonna lie, this Dazzy thing was fire.
Yeah, I think it's that one. It's so weird. It's weird that I think that because I have clear.
LL Cool J was fire.
Yeah.
Check was fire.
I when I look at that though, that battle was arse. Like, I cringe at the recording. I think I'm gonna say TKE. Right?
Oh, that was fire.
I feel like I wrote very like I wrote for the man with TKE. Because I was thinking, yeah, it's our first time collabing with NOC. I was battling for money as well. My first time money on that battle. So it's like I wrote for the man then, and there was a lot of man in that room. But surprisingly, it translated well with everyone.
Before I lost my virginity, my big bro told me pleasing a woman may be difficult. Said it left him wheezy.
I heard Short Snacks is better.
I think he's on the new Trenches card. I'm pretty sure I saw his name.
It's my first time on all this chat performing though. I should have been on the first, but I ran into an inconvenience. So me and Snoop, we were chatting weekly, and it reminded me of when me and Big Bro were speaking. All that talk about needing experience finding the G spot, but it's my first time bumping into this pussy Crai-G spot, and I'm finding it easy.
Flipping hell, I don't remember that. Man fully pushed him to the side.
It's this kind of like natural performance that you don't see from a lot of people. A lot of people, even if they are good rappers, they'll kind of stand really static, straight on, and they'll just go with their flow. The fact that I always say there's 3 places that you can direct a bar, and that's the crowd, the camera, and your opponent. And obviously the bar that you're saying dictates a lot of where that bar is best sent. The fact that you're doing all of this while playing to the camera, while interacting with Snoop, interacting with him, like, it's something that a lot of people don't get for ages, if they ever get it at all. So to see you doing it in your first battle is kind of mad.
Yeah, it's almost like if you've got a newcomer and you're training that newcomer to be one of the best battlers, they've already done a lot of the hard work for you.
Like, you can teach someone to multi. Like, you can't teach them crowd control. Like, you can tell them, like, you can give them hints and things, but, like, you know, if I was watching this and me being the multi-nerd that I am, like, a lot of monosyllabics, like, that's easily fixed, you know? Like, it's something that anyone can pick up and do, really, but, like, being that natural in front of a camera isn't something that you can just tell someone how to do.
Let me tell you this now.
Facts.
You rap like my man, and my man ain't even a person. I just know this ain't your style. You win how? You don't. This battle is not gonna go how you want it to. Let me tell you this now. You rap like my man, and my man ain't even a person. I just know this ain't your style. You win how? You done my bro wrong, so if that got waiting.
I hate the way I'm rushing through my material.
You'll always do it quicker. Like, I found that, like, my first battle was going like light speed as well, and now I found that when I send my rounds to people in voice notes and then listen to them back, I sound like I've had a stroke. I'm saying them so slowly, but that's just because I know that when I get in the pit, they're gonna sound normal.
Purposely slow it down then.
I don't think I do it consciously, but, like, they're definitely slower when I record them.
You don't pick up dumbbells unless it's for weight. If it isn't, he like, why you betting me? You don't look like you could be in trouble. After receiving it,
I love how receptive that room is that day.
Maybe it's how you sell it.
NOC crowds are very receptive. I was kind of caught off guard with the reaction of some of my Dazzy material. Like, in Prem, you kind of, like, build to a punch and you get, like, an but, you know, people are very locked in and listening for it. They'll laugh at jokes and things, but I love the Prem crowd. They are, like, properly battle rap savvy, whereas
they're harder to impress. I think I feel like you have to really write to get a Prem crowd up and going. With NRC, they just hear a bit of like word association or creativity, and they're like, yeah, we fuck with this.
Yeah. So with that being said, actually, Ghast, I'll actually ask him after.
Crazy.
I'll ask Gaspar after.
I wish I knew.
MK was fire this battle. I completely forgot about that. I ain't watched it since today.
This is so cringe. I'm looking at this like, why are you rapping like that, bro? Like, what is wrong with you? I'll 30 this MK.
Bro.
Nah, this MK was dangerous still. It's the first battle, but
This MK was just scared of losing. That's why I was rapping like that. Maybe that's why Crai-G gets the battles he gets, because he knows if he loses that fear factor, because his resume is stupid. He literally
Down nice one.
this was only a year ago. Damn.
This advert is long, they're valiant.
You're decent. Just needed to see this L to see that you ain't class. I'm tweaking, and I know they rap for this long to make it this far. To have a nigga like you face a nigga like me, and have niggas like them think we're on par. If this, to have a nigga like you face a nigga like me, and have niggas like them think we're on par. It's like magic off the bench. Time to play me, ain't somebody aids it. You see this whole clip in a minute. Don't rush me. Like a movie trailer, be patient. If he opens up sternum shot, and his chest is where we cave in. You love rap, keep it up to the BCPR making. And if not, blade out and push it higher in his head like a dream occupation. And if not, blade out and push it higher in his head like a dream occupation.
3-0 Liverpool.
Anybody that had this nigga winning, I don't know what the fuck they are.
Oh
This
my
is paying for
shit.
kids. I ain't up here to try to pull crayon. So get
How's this guy laughing?
It's good to see NLC back as well.
100%, man. Like, the energy is like infectious.
Energy's unmatched, yeah. And I feel like in UK battle rap, you need that balance where you can go to different events or different leagues and get different energies and have different experiences, you know?
Yeah, I've always said, like, I've never had a problem with there being different leagues if you feel like there's something that one league doesn't offer you. Like, obviously Prem is my home league, but I don't know if what like a Prem monopoly would look like. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like there are people that feel like Prem doesn't offer them what they want, and obviously it's something we try to do. We try to accumulate like every style in every city that we can, but like, I don't know if we have like a perception that we don't have like the same grittiness that NLC and trenches do.
Yeah, I feel like. So, why would you say you took like a minute to go over to NLC? Like, what was stopping you, or why didn't you go over to NLC for whatever reason?
It was mostly because like I was kind of low-key waiting for an offer, to be honest. Like, you know, there was a time where they were going for like periods of like rebuilds and like.
Oh shit! I smoked Crai-G this battle. You know, I thought this battle was close. No, I actually thought it was close. I'm turning this room up.
So you think that's a clear win for you on the watch back? Like, now that you've had like the experience, now that you've developed your skill set and you know
Like
more
on the
of what
day,
you're looking
yeah,
for.
on the day it felt like a draw. I wouldn't have been upset if you told me Crai-G won. I don't really come back and watch this because it cringes me out. So I rarely come back and watch it. But I'm watching it now and it's like, I'm turning this room up.
Okay, I'm making a note of that. But no, I just think it was like I'd always considered going a no lose chat. Like, I genuinely considered signing up for the Process 3, and literally I bring it up in the Dazzy battle. The only reason I didn't was because that round 1 was the same day that I was in New York for the iBattle thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I was mostly there because it was my missus getting her visa approved, and I was helping her pack and come over and visiting the in-laws and stuff. It just happened to coincide with me being on the same card as Real Sick and A-Ward. Funny that. But
Crazy.
yeah, it was it was a great time. And it was a real shame because I loved the concept of the process. I love newcomer tournaments. Obviously, I love the academy, and I'm trying to be a big part of it this year. But I was always like kind of disappointed that the process 3 kind of fizzled compared to the other ones. Like Bandit 34 had a lot of potential for a newcomer, but he wasn't really stood in front of the best competition. Like TK didn't have one of his better showings, and it's a shame that he's not been seen since, like 18 months
A
down the
lot
line.
of people don't last.
You know, and it felt like there was a period where there were people coming through like AR and Nobi, and you know they've not really been seen much either. So I was like, well, Prem seemed to have a plan for me, and Don't Flop are offering me booking, so I didn't really have the time that coincided with NLC, and at the time I wasn't really sure if I'd translate very well. I wasn't as confident enough in like my ability to actually bar out. I felt like I would have looked out of place, but by the time the Dazzy battle came around, I was like, you know what, I think I've got enough faith in my own pen that I'll translate.
You definitely did. I'm so angry I missed that battle. I was on my way as it was happening, and I remember like messaging Dazzy, and he replied to me, and I was like, "Your battle's over already?" He was like, "Yeah," and I was like, "Oh, I'm 5 minutes away. What happened?" He was like, "Bro, I think I got fade." I was like, huh? I was like, wait, what? I was like, what? He was like, "Yeah, bro, I choked him basically every round, bro." I was like, "Oh, but was it a good Ghast buff?" He was like, "Bro, he was fire." I was like, "Wait, what?" I was like,
Yeah, he was
"No way."
fire.
Because
He was
bear
fire.
in mind, before that, I think I'd only ever seen you once, and that was again. Was it Anderson Burris?
Oh Jesus!
That was the only time I'd seen you. So I'm thinking in my head, wait, he came to NOC from what I saw against Anderson Burris, and he 30'd you. And bear in mind, I was sparring with Dazzy these days, so I really knew how good he was. Like, he's always been as good as he was now. Okay, not always as good, but he wasn't too far off. So because I kind of knew how good he was, I was thinking there's no way with what I heard, what you had for Ghast buff, he 30'd you. Like, what? And then when I watched it, I was like, fucking hell, this guy's good.
I feel like with Gaspard, yeah, a lot of people kind of look at him and judge him through the way he looks and what
I thought he beat Dazzy with jokes.
does, but he would come in there and he would knock you out. Like
literally, yeah. I thought he beat Dazzy with jokes when Dazzy said he got 30. I was like, what? His jokes beat your punching. But when I watched it, I was like, oh shit, he's talking to him like he is really, yeah.
Quick question, yeah.
Yep.
What do you feel like about OnSite? Like, do you feel like it's somewhere that you can adapt to? Do you feel like, what do you think of OnSite?
It's something I'd like to try, man, honestly. Like, that environment, like, it looks pure, you know, what you see when you look up old school battle rap from, like, not even, like, you know, what people consider prime don't flop. Like, it's what you see when you look up, like, grainy 240p videos of, like, you know, the earliest days when people are doing it on street corners. And, like, there's a really old battle of Shuffle T's that I don't know if you guys have seen it. I don't even remember the name of his opponent, but he's battling someone, you know, in a similar sort of environment, like underneath a tunnel, and the footage looks incredible, but there's this really awkward moment where a pedestrian stops the battle to walk a bike through. And I've always looked at that and I thought, you know, that could be me. That could be me doing the jokes in the underground tunnel. But the Dazzy battle I thought was really fun because I always try to approach a battle and think, what can I do that no one else will have done before? Like, so that the battle has some degree of rewatchability. And the more I thought about it, I was like, the last thing people are going to expect from me is to actually try and go bar for bar with him. Like, I went into it to try and write as few jokes as possible and just, you know, stack wordplay and just practice a bunch of things that I didn't really get many chances to do. There was like, I think like a 4 or 8 bar scheme that I accidentally skipped over in my third round that I actually repurposed for the Oppa battle that I had on Spaces. But I'm kind of gutted I didn't get a chance to say that one in an LC. It would have shook the room. It was the Captain Ginyu bar. I don't know if you've seen that battle.
Captain Ginyu bar.
With Oppa?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't watched that battle yet. I need to watch it.
Yeah, you know, it was something like, what was the first bar?
I have, yeah, your Spaces battle, the one that was online.
That's the one, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it. I remember, I watched that. Yep.
Right, cool. Let me bring the bars up, see if I can find it. It's near the bottom here. You know.
Oh, that Liverpool 4-0.
You know, Mr. 800 Days is hard to replace. The champ has big shoes. Well, I'll aim higher and kneecap him and watch the new norm become standard issue. You think the British don't have guns? My wife is American. You don't know what I'm married into. I came ready to kill him. You don't know the wars that Ghast has been through. Hand on heart, reach through him like a Kleenex box and start grabbing tissue. I change face and leave him with a hole in the chest. I'm Captain Ginyu.
Ginyu,
I was like, that's gonna shake an NLC room, and it was the one scheme that I forgot to say, and I was like, you know what? I battle love anime bars. I can put this in.
So let me note that down now. You forgot to.
See, you gotta be careful, man.
I've got some heaters for Crai-G, man. Like, I'm so pleased with what I've already got written. Like, it's one of those genuine concerns. I was like, please don't let me skip over any of these schemes because I want every single one of these to hit.
Have you finished a round for Crai-G already?
I've not finished a full round, no, but I'm definitely getting close to it.
Oh, because I was gonna say, when we jump off this, to run it by us, because we're not gonna be in the building, but we might even love it.
I've definitely got some stuff, so bear with me 2 seconds while I just get the next battle set up, and we'll go through the debut of OnSite Southside.
Ooh. Fire.
So, I love the production values of this. Did Photoboy do the editing as well, or just the filming?
Yeah, he did editing as well.
It's so clean. Like, I love multi-camera setups. I've always said, like, to me, peak battle rap is a 3-camera setup. Like, one battler, and then either hard cam or at least, you know, a third camera getting both battlers. Like, I hate working on tri-camera. I was the editor for Dope Flop for a brief period, and, like, tri-camera gave you, like, a lot of options, but I always found it low-key a nightmare to work with because I could never, like, decide on an angle. But Photoboy knows exactly what he's doing, and it looks so crisp.
Yeah, all these angles and all these editings you're seeing are not things that we just decided to like wing on the day. These are all planned, that we wanted it exactly how you see it.
Pump 12. And we don't want 2 weights on 1 bar. It's a dumbbell, pump 12, load the gauge and clap his ass.
The distance of the crowd and just the straight line of them just creates such a nice view of the pit.
Yeah,
perfect. You want that symmetry right there. It's just perfect on camera, especially for that shot.
So obviously one of the things that I know was that this event was specifically invite only. Mine must have got lost in the post. But how was it that
No, Ghast. Check your chat. I invited you, remember?
Did you? Oh, you did. Yes.
I did.
See, the thing was, because I knew about one of the specific guests, I couldn't remember what I was or wasn't meant to know. So,
got you.
But so, how was it that you
next one,
decided
hopefully
who
you
was turning up? Did you have like a guest list in mind?
So with that, we just went for the basic of just people that we feel as though really enjoy battle rap and understand battle rap. With us, we're not trying to entertain people that are constantly drunk at events or people that constantly have no idea of battle rap, but they just like, I don't know how to explain it. We just want people that have knowledge of battle rap and who the battlers are, so it makes it easier to understand the bars, or it makes it easier to understand punches or schemes or reactions. It just makes it all natural and easier because you know who they are and you know, like, even if they didn't announce their names, you know who they are. Do you know what I mean?
Of course.
So we wanted to invite a specific crowd that these are battle rap people, do you know what I mean? So yeah, that was the type of vibe we're going for. But that's not to say we didn't welcome first timers, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. And it's a good sized crowd as well. Like, there's always the risk of like small room events where you kind of need to almost choreograph the people around the pit to make it look packed. But the fact that it's just one solid unbroken line, like there's no gaps between any of them, it just looks great.
That's how we wanted all of the battles we shot to be that consistent. Because unfortunately, sometimes at battle rap events, people don't come early to see the first battle, and then on camera that first battle looks empty. Like it kind of downs the view for the battle. So we wanted
Yeah,
everyone to
facts.
wanted to keep this consistent amount of people for all the battles, so all the battles look like this.
And obviously, it sounds, and even leading off what Snow's saying, it sounds a bit mad. It sounds crazy, but I was happy in a way that people were allowed to smoke there. Because like, if you watch a lot of, not comparing us to the USA, but a lot of American battles give a different vibe or a different feel because people are allowed to smoke. They're allowed to be comfortable. They're allowed to drink. So having just that being on the block, you're allowed to drink. You're allowed to smoke. You're allowed to just be yourself and still enjoy a battle. Do you know what I'm saying?
So, your battle against Imperial, remind me, Riz, was it in Wave Street, or was it a different venue?
So it was, I think it was Wave Street actually. I think it was the same. It's their normal venue where they do like most of it. Yeah.
Like, because the thing that people don't realise about Wave Street that I always bring up is that I thought for the longest time that the footage was just a little bit grainy and it was just a filter that they used.
Yeah.
It's not. It's a fucking tangible weed mist that you can swim through.
Yeah. Like that's Snow will tell you because obviously he pulled up with me, but yeah, that room is just smoked out. Like it's smoked out. Like if you're not a smoker, you're gonna get high.
It's just a hot box, that room,
mate. I was paranoid as fuck by 2:30 a.m. just inhaling that shit for 6 straight hours.
Yeah, I think there's a MacD's across the road. And yeah, everyone just went there after because everyone was just high off everything.
My nigga, do you have time to pray? TikTok, time after time I've seen this nigga post and brag about pay. Like that shit matters. You should go back home and read the Quran because you are focused on the wrong prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Turning your back on your faith, where do I even begin? You be acting holier than thou, but countless times I've watched you sin. Your main focus should be on Allah, and no drink you smoke is gonna bring you any closer.
Should have rebutted him to the last drink.
But I've literally seen you sat with a London gin. I was brought for the trappers.
I feel like Dazzy should have. There's a bit where you're gonna hear the truck siren or the truck reversing. Dazzy should have rebutted that mid rebuttal with the truck siren. Come on, man.
You came to Brum. We drank together. I have personally seen bro bladdered, and I swear Muslims aren't even supposed to drink. But I have personally seen.
What I love about this battle, I don't know if everyone noticed it, but I like how the sunset dipped in by the time you get to round 3.
Yeah,
that natural light.
Just the natural lighting was.
It's good.
Natural light in battles is something that I feel I'd like to see used more. When I had a battle against Bentner on Beast Anglia, it was the last ever BA battle. That whole card was an absolute nightmare that I could fill a stream talking about. But because basically for a joke, we decided that we were going to do the battle anyway, even though the whole card was cancelled. We already had the travel booked. It was a long way for both of us. We turned up and we kind of did it for fun. And Kick didn't know where to film it. Originally, he was considering filming it like outside of Boots, inside a shopping mall, and just going for the bean
Outside of
factory.
Boots is fire.
But in the end, we ended up going up to just, the parking lot of the place, and we just happened to catch this Cambridge sunset over like a church backdrop, and it unexpectedly looked fire. It looked like a proper avocado thing, and it was just us outside of Boots, like with a decent phone camera.
I'll take this nigga into a dark room. He's Muslim, so it's only right I either make him eat clips or use the half moon. Grab a harpoon. He's Muslim, so it's only right I either make him eat clips or use the half moon. Grab a harpoon. I've got plenty of knives, but my picks are taking out eyes like the beginning of a cartoon. I am not like them no-shows, but my picks are taking out.
You know I'm so annoyed, yeah? Listening to Dazzy's round, I could have predicted 50 of these bars. Muslim, eat clips, half moon. If I just imagine I start my round with, he's probably gonna have a and then he actually just ends up saying all of them. That would have been beautiful.
So what's it like, MK, watching yourself from your debut that you've just seen and now seeing yourself in this? Like, what do you feel like you do differently? What do you feel like you've evolved in terms of most?
I definitely pace myself better. I don't sound like I'm rushing through it anymore. I don't cringe when I watch myself anymore. I can watch this battle. I've already watched it 3 times, I think. This is my 4th watch. So it's like I'm slower, I look more comfortable. Yeah. That I'd say that probably the most. I just look way more comfortable. Like I'm talking to the crowd engagement. I do that a lot way more now, as opposed to just turning up and rapping. Facial expressions, everything. I just seem a lot more comfortable.
And same for you, RX. Like compared to like your Crow battle or the Whispers battle or any of your more like recent ones, compared to, you know, your earlier ones, what would you say? Is there anything you look at that you've done previously that you think, man, I'd never do that now? Like I'd do that completely differently. That's an angle I'd never take. Like, is there something that you look at? Are you hypercritical of your earlier battles, or are you still quite proud of them in a way?
No, to be fair with you, I personally prefer my earlier battles. I'm like my material, the way I was writing before, I was less of, I won't say friendly. I've never been really friendly, but now I'm more open to like character, more open to jokes, more open to getting a bit more comfortable and tapping into a pocket that I ain't been in before. Whereas before, I was just like, yo, I got this pistol here. I'm gonna pick it up and I'm gonna shoot you and get out of it. But now it's more like, do you know what I mean? I'm more character, I'm more comedy, I'm just trying to tap into different pockets to see how well I can do in that and just get extra points in my bag, if that makes sense. I don't want to just be known as a one style type of battler. Do you know what I mean? Just stand in front of people's face and bark. I want them to see me for other things as well. But yeah, man, that's it. Other than that, I feel I won't change anything. I won't do anything different. Like, yeah.
And finally, for you, SNO, as the semi-official, I guess fully official, like brand manager of Southside, is there anything that you look at and are you like involved in like feedback sessions? Like, do you go to these guys after their battles and be like, yeah, that bit's crazy, like maybe more of that? Like, how much feedback do you actually give the guys in terms of their battles?
Yeah, just from an observational, perspective, I always try to just give them advice on things. Like I always want them to be themselves personally, because I feel like their energy is so rare that anywhere they go, they can light up a stage for me. Like even if the crowd doesn't feel it, but I feel like I just always tell them to be themselves and just smash it all the time. Like what I'll be standing in the crowd when they like run through their bars, and I just be shaking my head because I'm like, you guys haven't even seen anything yet with these lot. Like for real, like they'll be rapping and a haymaker will drop or something. I'll be like, that's light. Like that's for real. Like, like they can do so much more than what they do already. Like it's crazy.
And if I'm being real, I feel like Ghast is in the same category as us. I feel like because we all haven't even done like a decade or 5 years, you know what I mean? Like we've all got so much room for improvement and to level up in crazy ways, where it's like, if you lot are looking at Ghast, RX, MK, SNO, whoever it is, if you're looking at that person now as, yo, this person is crazy, but what are they going to be in the next 5, in the next 4, in the next year? Do you know what I mean? It's going to be worse. Like it's just going to be a lot different by the time we've collected all these skills and attributes and everything and added to what we have now. It's like the battle rap scene is going to be looking like it's going to be upside down. It's going to be a lot more crazier than it is now, because everyone is at a certain level, at a certain peak. Imagine Crai-G when he's now a vet. I'm a vet. Ghast's a vet. MK's a vet. People are going to be begging us to rematch, because it's like, yo, everyone is at a crazy level now where they've got crowd control, they've got punches, they've got substance, they've got everything. Now let's work. Do you know what I mean? So, like, people are getting excited now, but it's not right now we need to focus on. It's like, yo, in the next 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, this is going to be crazy. Like, it's going to be crazy.
I do have the battle on mute because I very much want my viewers to go to your channel and watch the actual footage. But I've literally only just noticed the lapel mics, which explains why the audio's so crisp as well.
Oh yeah, we was not gonna mess that up. Like we wanted everyone to hear this, like, and just have the experience of watching a battle that just looks aesthetically pleasing to them. You know what I mean? Sound is very important in that as well.
So something I want to ask you guys, that because you're talking about like your progression and your plans that you've got, and I'm going to ask this both for yourselves as individual battlers, but also for OnSite as a brand. Like, what is a battle that you would like to have individually? Let's say both in the next year and in general. And also a battle that you'd obviously don't leak anything if there is something already in the pipeline, but what would you say is a battle that you would love to say that you put on OnSite?
RX and Ghast. No, no, I'm joking. Oh, there's so many. There's so many. I feel like it sounds crazy. Like it sounds like a shit answer, but the battles that we would like to see is what we're going to show. If that makes sense.
No, it
So it's
absolutely
like,
does.
yeah, I can't give it away because then obviously it just defeats the whole purpose of the excitement of the shock factor. But the battles we want to see is the battles that we're gonna show like really, really soon. Like if I'm being real, I'll probably like I don't know what views this one is on. If that hits up 1K, we'll drop you lot a trailer, man. Like if that can hit 1K, we'll drop a trailer for the next one. Like we're ready to go. Like we're just ready to show you.
Yeah, we got our next one's a back.
Yeah,
like,
the next one is even crazier. Like it's even crazier.
Insane battle next.
Yeah, that one. I feel like that one's gonna do just as good as this battle's doing. MK and Dazzy. It's like we're just trying to get them out, man. Like we can show you better than we can tell you, if that makes sense. Especially because of the way we're marketing on site. It's not really always going to be like flyer based. Oh, we've got Ghast versus RX. That's going to be good. I'm going to buy my ticket. It's not always going to be like that. It's just going to be like, whoa, where did this come from and how did this happen? But I'm here for it.
Just like you said, just trying to keep everybody in their toes, man. We just want to show different ways of doing things, like just things that are exciting to us. We're trying to bring the scene up to just having exciting things happen again. Like not that it's not happening already, but just a lot more on on our side, just what we can provide for that. Yeah, exactly. Facts.
And our main things is like Snow said, it's just the 2 P's, production and promo. Like the battles are always exciting for us. We give you a lot of fire matchups, but surprisingly, it sounds crazy, but that's not our main focus. Our main focus is like the promo and the production.
Man, I want to make movies.
We're just going to constantly provide music.
We want to make movies.
The next one that we're even planning now, we're not going to say nothing, but the promo for that is just never been seen before. It's never been seen anywhere before. Like never. We're giving Ghast the exclusive. Like it's never that promo. The promo we're doing for the next one has never ever been seen in battle rap before. So imagine how excited we are to just get that off. Like we just want to do it. We just want to do it. It's going to be crazy.
I'm fully clipping this and like dropping this in advance so people can get the scoop. Like,
I don't want to just.
In general, I'd love to see this hit just 1,000 views because that's just, in Prem we always look at that like 1,000 being like the benchmark of just a good watchable battle in general. But to get that on a launch battle, it's definitely deserved.
Oh, that would be. I would be so excited. That would be crazy. If we can get 1,000. I mean, we're pretty much halfway. If we can get another half, that would be crazy for us. I won't even lie. That would be crazy.
Like obviously on the promotion side, it's very hard to tell what's gonna like grab people. Like you've almost kind of got to take a bit of a scattershot approach. It's one of the reasons why at Prem we kind of make a short out of basically everything.
Yeah.
Like
especially with this being these two. Sorry, Gaspar, but these two like they're newcomers. Like no offense, but they haven't got names such as Daylight or Geechee. These are 2 newcomers in the UK, first time on a new platform with pretty much no subscribers, no views, no one knows anything. There was no flyer for it. There was no venue. It's outside. Like they're going against each other as brothers and as best newcomers. It's like the odds are all against it to not have any views. Do you know what I mean? And it's already in 3 days done 500 views. So what's to say in the next 3 we can't get the remaining 500 plus? Do you know what I mean? Because even when it stops at 1K, it doesn't mean 1K we stop. But that's our aim, to get 1K is very, very good for us. That's a good day for us.
Absolutely. Like we've just had something. One of the guys from the academy did like a little funny scheme about battling a Yorkshireman. Posted it on TikTok, and last I checked this morning, it was on like 93,000. Like that's this guy's 3rd ever battle, and he's already drawing absurd numbers. So again, you never know, and respect for him for doing it, for like taking the risk and putting himself out there. Like we're always going to appreciate. I think the scene in general just appreciates and recognizes effort.
Yeah.
And if I do fucking make it to heaven, it's the Satan don't want me.
Doesn't want me down there. That's fire, man.
Hey, Dub T's gonna get smoked. He's facing Nickel,
Nickel.
Yeah, the Nigerian.
I want to give a shout out to TMR as well while I got you guys. The cards that he's booking are low key mad. They're really impressive.
Yeah. No, shout out to TMR as well. Like that's a public statement we're gonna make. Shout out to TMR because what he's doing with Spaces battles is just bringing everyone together, and it's just not only that, he's just doing crazy matchups. Like he's just doing like a shit like that when it's unexpected and it's fire. It's like, yo, we need like another 10 of those.
I'm looking to get the card for the next Ethernet resolved in the next week or so. I'm just part of it is because I really want to have some iBattle guys on there, but for obvious
Can I be
reasons,
on there?
if you want to be, man, I'll happily get you on. Like, it's just the iBattle guys, they're fully committed to the Captain's Cup, and bless them for
they're
it,
all busy with
because,
that tournament.
rest in peace, Mac the Captain, every time. But it's so nice to see that family vibe that iBattle has, where they're so committed to honouring one of their own, giving it their all. Like, I wouldn't
like
really
iBattle, the reason why they're one of the best leagues is, for me, it's just down to one thing, obviously, as well as other factors, but it's unity. Like, their unity is crazy. Like, they support each other, they do stuff to just keep the culture going at iBattle, and the main thing for me with Lex, that I've told him on a personal level as well, he pushes new talent. Like, he doesn't care about like a lot of things, he just pushes new talent. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's why you see him, he has new talent every single day. It's crazy.
And the talent that they have in general, it's so diverse, and it's so...
Oh, yeah.
Like, the fact that you can have a matchup with, like, Homeschool versus Real Sick in the first place is magical.
That's going to result in a search party for your dad. And when they find him...
I love the league system as well. I'm a big fan, obviously Water League for life, but I love the dichotomy of Water League and Sky League.
Yeah, same. I feel like we need to not obviously copy their style, but we need to like just do a bit more creative things in the UK where it just keeps people busy, keeps us engaged. Like, do you know what I mean? Just do more. Like, that's all it is.
Yeah, I feel like I'd like to do something more like, make a bit of a rivalry for the academy between like North and South, and just general things like that just give like a casual viewer something to latch on to that wasn't there before.
Yeah. Quick one, Gaspar, like a bit random, but who's someone that you would love to battle, like whether it's international or UK, like who's just like someone you really, really want to battle?
You know what? It's not the biggest matchup, but he has such a weird style that I really vibe with. I really want to battle Forks.
Okay, fire.
Like, I just think that he's such an unusual character. He brings his own sort of costume and antics to it, and it's kind of like a very similar unhinged energy that I think I've brought to some battles in the UK. I think it'd be quite a good matchup.
Yeah, that would be fire.
Like me and Purely Deaf were talking last night, I'd love to either do like a 2-on-2 with him, or redo our compliments battle but with an audience, just to see people react to it, because that was
I like Purely Deaf. He's a good battler.
Very slept on, I think, for how good he is.
I think he even just dropped his battle just dropped against someone.
Pyrex Jones, I think.
Yeah, Pyrex Jones, that's it. And I watched his other one against, I think it was Jay Kruger, I think it was. I can't remember, but it was fire.
I remember, like, because obviously I had my battle with Bad Luck, and I was brand new, wet behind the ears as a battler at the time, and I felt like it went really well. I felt like it was my best ever performance. And then him and Sean O'Shawn tore the fucking roof off in the battle immediately afterwards, and I was just shell-shocked, because I was like, Jesus, this is pre-show standard? What am I doing here?
Yeah.
I suppose the same question for yourself, like, is, not even talking iBattle, because obviously with what you've already done, like, the Roheezy battle is incredible. If you haven't seen RX versus Roheezy, get on YouTube straight after this and check it out.
Go check that out,
battle.
Appreciate that.
But, like, is there someone that you would like to, like, be stood in front of in the next year? Because it seems like your options are pretty much open to whoever you want.
Yeah, it is pretty much whoever I want, but I just got, I've got a lot of, it's easy to call any battles classics, isn't it? But I've got a lot of still like really tense and classic battles to make. Like, I still got Black T, I still got Tech, I still got iKid, I still got, that's just in the UK, do you know what I mean? I've still got probably a vet in there, me and Franchise, me and Bad News, me and Geechee. Like, there's so many that the options just, it doesn't stop. Whether or not they happen is a different topic, but there's so many battles that I can see myself, or so many people I can see myself standing in front of. Me and there's a couple females that I want to put in there as well. Like there's so many. I want to stand in front of Gemini. I want to talk to Gemini. There's so many people, so many people.
Oh, that slow-mo on the outro's fire. I love that.
Oh, Ghast, I'm telling you, you're gonna enjoy the next battle. Like, if you like this one, the next one, you're definitely gonna enjoy it, man.
Awesome. Is there anything you guys want to like promote very quickly? Do you want to like shout out your own socials for people to follow you, keep in touch for what OnSite has going and what you've got going in the future yourselves?
Follow SNO Southside, SNO on socials. Everyone, please also push this battle to the road to 1K, because you got SNO's word. If it hits 1K, we're dropping the trailer for the next team.
That next joint.
Regardless, we're dropping the trailer, but obviously to speed things up, if we just wake up tomorrow and that's a 1K, we're dropping the trailer.
And trust me, this next one, they don't like. Trust me, it's one of those ones that really made what the day was.
Oh man. Yeah, 1K to get a trailer. I'm probably gonna put a tweet out soon. 1K to get a trailer.
MKRX, where can people follow you?
RX Southside on Twitter. I Am Battle Culture on the YouTube. RX Southside on the YouTube, whichever you prefer. I'll be battling a few times this year, hopefully, so you can come catch me in person. Other than that, I'm hiding, man. Homebody.
Awesome. And MK. Is muted.
No flipping way. So sorry. That's MK Southside on OnSite on Instagram, but that's MKSS_ONS. Same thing on Twitter, I believe. And yeah, there you go. Expect me on the next Gulag card, the UK versus USA. I'm already 2-0 against them, but let's make it 3.
Another one.
Another one.
Yeah, another UK versus US card. They got
is that fly out?
Nah, that's why you lot are hearing it first, hearing it.
Boy, exclusives, let's go.
Yeah, literally. It doesn't say I can't talk about it in the contract, so hey, fuck it. I got Crash, the guy who beat Crai-G on the last US. He was actually the only person who won on the US side. So everyone from the UK but Crai-G won on the last card. Sorry, but yeah, we got that going on. That's in April. So when if you lot are free, pull up to that. Apart from that, yeah, nothing else.
Amazing. Thank you guys so much for spending your evening with me here today. As I say, I will aim to have this edited and out for people in Sunday. So for those in the distant future that are currently watching this, I've edited this.
By the time you guys are hearing this, we're probably getting ready to drop the trailer. By the time you guys are hearing this, we're probably getting ready to drop the trailer.
You know what? If this isn't on 1K by the time you guys are hearing this, bad form, battle rap fans. Bad form.
Shout out to Ghast every single time. Like, again, giving me stars.
Yeah, man.
Other than this little conversation here, what you're doing for the scene is not going unnoticed. Like you're putting in the work. We see what you're doing. Like you even motivate us to just keep going. We motivate you. Do you know what I mean?
I appreciate you guys. You guys are setting the standard, and I'm hoping you like.
No, we both are. We both are. Like I'm gonna speak to you in America one day. But for now, it's all love. Like, for now, it's all love. We're gonna make this
game.
For now, it's all love, man. You're doing well, man. Shout out to you, man.
Thank you so much for being here, guys. Thank you, those of you on YouTube in the distant future, where I am probably very sleepy and not even
SNO.
awake as the video goes live. I have been Ghast Buff. This has been
Kizzy,
RX Southside, MK Southside, SNO Southside. Go support OnSite. Thank you for watching.
IBC on site.
Yes, sir.
Sad, man.